Государственный флаг Российской Федерации
Parade.
и знамя победы. Смирно! Для встречи
Attention,
слева.
under the banner of the victory. The state flag of the Russian Federation and the battle banner of the 150th Idrikskaya Rifle Division are brought onto Red Square. This sacred scarlet banner, raised above defeated Berlin in the spring of 1945, has forever become the ultimate symbol of our people's victory over fascism. Today, the state flag of the Russian Federation and the victory banner are held proudly by honor guards of the 154th Separate Preobrazhensky Commandant Regiment, Sergeant Ivan Borchikov and Senior Sergeant Dmitry Monasterov. Leading the flag-bearing units are Captain Kirill Gorshinov and Lieutenant Anton Mikhailov. It is. Attention. Salute left. The military parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of victory is reviewed by the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Andrei Belousov. Commanding the parade is Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Ground Forces, Army General Oleg Salikov. Comrade Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, the troops of the Moscow garrison participating in the parade to honor the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War have been assembled. Commander of the parade, Army General Salikov, reporting. The review of parade formations of the Moscow garrison begins. Today, over 11,500 troops from the Russian Ministry of Defense and other security agencies, the FSB, Amercom, and the National Guard take part in the parade. Over 1,500 service members in the parade formations are the veterans of the special military operation. Minister of Defense Andrei Belousov proceeds to greet the ground forces troops. Greetings, comrades. I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. During the special military operation, the ground forces have gained invaluable combat experience, bringing the training of units to a new, higher level. In the most challenging conditions, ground forces soldiers operate with cohesion and determination, showing courage, bravery, and unshakable will to win. Greetings, comrades. I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of the Aerospace Force. The personnel of the Aerospace Force support combat operations in the Special Military Operation Zone with precision-guided weapons and full firepower, destroying strategic targets, enemy equipment deep behind enemy lines and on the front line.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of the Kremlin cadets, military police, the National Guard, and Amercom of Russia, military railroad troops, and Russian Cossacks.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense congratulated parade formations of the Strategic Missile Forces, Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Troops, Airborne Forces and Engineering Troops on Victory Day.
Здравствуйте,
Greetings,
товарищи!
comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of special military operation participants, the Navy, the Federal Security Service, women service members, foreign military formations, and the youngest participants in the parade, Suvorov cadets, Nahimov Naval School students, Cadet Corps members, and UNARME representatives. Defense Minister Andrei Belausov has completed his review of the troops and proceeds to the central stand to report to the President of the Russian Federation, Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Vladimir Putin.
Товарищ Верховный
Comrade,
Главнокомандующий Вооруженными
Supreme
силами
Commander-in-Chief
Российской
of the Armed
Федерации,
Forces of the
войска
Russian
Московского
Federation,
гарнизона
the troops of the
параду
Moscow
в
garrison
ознаменовании 80-й годовщины
are ready
Победы
for the
в
parade
Великой
to honor
Отечественной
the
войне
80th
готовы.
anniversary
Министр
parade.
обороны Российской Федерации Белоусов.
Defense Minister Belausov reporting. At ease.
Дорогие граждане России,
Dear citizens of the Russian Federation, the
уважаемые
veterans,
гости,
the dear guests,
товарищи солдаты и матросы,
comrades,
сержанты
soldiers
и
and naval
старшины,
sailors, sergeants
мичманы и
and ensigns,
прапорщики,
midshipmen,
товарищи офицеры,
officers,
генералы и адмиралы.
generals and admirals.
Поздравляю вас с
I
80-летием
congratulate you
Победы
on the 80th
в Великой
anniversary
Отечественной войне.
the victory in the Great Patriotic War.
Сегодня всех нас объединяют чувства
Today, we're all
радости,
united by feelings of joy and grief,
гордости и благодарности.
pride and gratitude.
Преклонение перед поколением, которое
Bowing deep to the
сокрушило
generation that crushed
ценой
Nazism,
миллионов жизней,
paying the
завоевало
price of
свободу
millions of
и мир
lives
для всего человечества.
for the freedom and
Мы
peace
верно храним
for entire
память
humankind.
об этих исторических
We faithfully preserve the memory of those historic,
и как
triumphant
наследники
events,
победителей
and as heirs
отмечаем праздник
to
9 мая
winners, we celebrate
как
the
самый
holiday of the
главный для
9th of
страны,
May
для всего народа,
as the biggest for our country, for the whole nation, for every
для каждого
family,
из нас.
for every one of us.
Наши отцы,
Our
деды и
fathers,
прадеды
our grandfathers and great-grandfathers saved
завещали нам
our
защищать
motherland
Родину, быть
and call upon
сплоченными,
us to
твердо
defend
отстаивать свои
our
национальные
homeland
интересы,
and be strong in defending our national
тысячелетнюю
interests,
историю, культуру,
our thousand-year-long
традиционные ценности.
history, culture, and traditional
Всё,
values.
что нам дорого,
Everything that we hold dear, everything that we hold
мы
sacred.
помним уроки Второй мировой
We
войны
remember the lessons of
и
World War
никогда не
II,
согласимся с
and we will
искажением её
never
событий, с
agree
попытками
with
оправдать
disrupting
палачей
its
и
history, with
оболгать
attempts at
подлинных
justifying
победителей. Наш долг
the perpetrators.
отстаивать честь
Our
бойцов и
duty
командиров
is to
Красной
defend
Армии,
the honor of soldiers and officers of the Red Army
подвиг разных
and their
представителей
great
разных
feat
национальностей, которые навсегда
done by
останутся в
representatives of
мировой
different
истории
nationalities that will
русскими
forever remain
солдатами.
in the world history as Russian soldiers.
Россия была и будет
Russia
несокрушимой преградой
has
для
been and will
нацизма,
be
русофобии,
a barrier in the
антисемитизма,
way of Nazism, Russophobia,
будет
anti-Semitism.
бороться с бесчинствами,
Russia will
что творят
continue to
поборники
fight
этих
atrocities
агрессивных,
perpetrated
разрушительных идей.
by followers of those
Правда
destructive
и
ideas.
справедливость на
Truth
нашей
and
стороне.
justice are on our side.
Вся страна,
The entire
общество,
country,
народ
the whole society,
поддерживают
the whole
участников
nation
специальной военной
support
операции.
the participants of the
Мы
special
гордимся их
military
смелостью и
operation.
решительностью,
We are proud of their
той силой
bravery,
духа, которая
the strength
всегда
of
приносила
spirit
нам только
that has
победу.
always brought us nothing but victory.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
Советский Союз принял
the
на себя
Soviet
самые
Union
свирепые,
took the brunt
беспощадные удары врага.
of the fierce
Миллионы
blows
людей, знавших лишь мирный
of the
труд,
enemy. Millions of people who had known only
и
peaceful
насмерть
labor
стояли на
took up
всех
arms
высотах,
and stood
плацдармах
strong
и
on
рубежах,
all the heights and
определили
all the
исход
borders,
всей Второй
determining the
мировой войны.
outcome of the entire World War II
Безоговорочными победами в крупнейших
with their
битвах
undisputed
под
victories in the
Москвой
biggest
и Сталинградом,
battles under
на
Moscow
Курской дуге
and
и
Stalingrad,
Днепре.
at the Bulge of
Мужеством
Kursk,
защитников Белоруссии, которые первыми
the, gal-
встретили врага.
the courage of defendants of Belarus, who were the first
Участников обороны Брестской
to meet the
крепости и
enemy,
Могилева,
defendants of the Brest Fortress and Mogilov, Odessa and Sevastopol,
Тулы, Смоленска,
Murmansk, Tula, Smolensk,
героизмом жителей блокадного
the heroism
Ленинграда,
of the people of
отвагой
besieged
всех,
Leningrad,
кто сражался на фронте,
the courage of those who
партизанских
fought on
отрядах и
battle
в
lines
походе.
in partisan units,
доблестью
and in the
тех,
underground,
кто под огнем врага
the courage of
эвакуировал
those
заводы,
who under
кто
enemy
трудился в
fire
тылу, не жалея
evacuated
себя.
factories and worked in the rear.
Планы нацистов по захвату Советского
The plans
Союза
of the Nazis
разбились
to
о поистине железное
conquer the
единство
Soviet Union met
Героизм народа был
the resilience of the
массовым.
country and the
Все
heroism of the
республики
people.
несли общую, тяжелую ношу войны.
All the republics
Огромным
bore the
был
burden
вклад
of the
жителей
war.
Средней Азии и Закавказья.
The contribution of the people of the
Отсюда бесперебойно
Central Asia
шли
and
эшелоны
Transcaucasian
со всем, в
region,
чем нуждался фронт.
sending echelons of everything the front lines might
И
need.
нашли свой второй дом
They housed
сотни
hospitals
тысяч
where
эвакуированных людей.
hundreds of thousands of
Ими делились
evacuated people
кровом,
found shelter,
хлебом, сердечным теплом.
and locals shared their
Мы
bread
чтим
and their
каждого
roofs, their
ветерана
houses
Великой
with them.
Отечественной войны.
We honor every
Склоняем
veteran
головы
of World
перед
War
памятью
II.
всех, кто
We bow
отдал свою
deeply
жизнь за
to the
победу.
memory of those who gave their lives
Перед
for
памятью
victory,
сыновей,
to the
дочерей,
memories of the sons and
отцов,
daughters, fathers,
матерей,
mothers,
дедов, прадедов,
grandfathers and
мужей,
great-grandfathers,
жен,
husbands and
братьев,
wives,
сестер,
brothers and
родных,
sisters,
друзей.
families and friends.
Склоняем головы перед нашими
We bow
боевыми
our
товарищами,
heads
погибшими
to
смертью
our
храбрых в
fallen
праведном
comrades
бою за Россию.
who died in the
Объявляется
battle
минута
for
молчания.
Russia. I announce a minute of silence.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
в огненную орбиту Второй мировой
the
войны
fiery orbit
было
of World War
вовлечено
II
почти 80%
drew almost
населения
80% of the population
полный разгром
of the
нацистской
planet,
Германии,
a complete defeat of the Nazi Germany, the militarist
их
Japan,
сателлитов в разных
and their
регионах мира
satellites all across the
совершился
world
общими усилиями стран
was achieved
Объединенных
through
Наций.
joint efforts
Мы
of
всегда
the
будем
United
помнить, что
Nations.
открытие
We will
Второго
forever
фронта в
remember that the
Европе
opening
после
of the Second
решающих
Front
битв на
in Europe
территории
after the
Советского
decisive
Союза
battles on the
приблизило
territory of
победу.
the Soviet Union brought the
Высоко
victory
ценим
closer.
вклад в нашу общую борьбу
We highly
солдат
appreciate the
союзнических
contribution
армий,
made to the common victory by soldiers of the
участников
Allied
сопротивления,
armies, participants of the
мужественного
resistance,
народа Китая,
the courageous people of
всех,
China,
кто сражался во имя мирного
everybody who
будущего.
fought in the name of a peaceful future.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
мы будем и впредь держать равнение на ветеранов,
we will
на их
forever look
искреннюю
at our
любовь к
veterans,
родине,
take
на
example
их
in their
решимость
sincere love to
защищать
motherland,
отчий дом,
their
ценности
determination to
гуманизма и
defend their
справедливости.
home, the values of humanity and justice.
Придадим этим традициям, этому великому наследию
These traditions,
самое
this great
главное в
legacy,
нашем сердце.
will be given the most important place in our heart. And we will pass this on
Всегда
to
будем
future
опираться на наше
generations.
единство
We will forever rely on our
в
unity
мирных делах,
in military and
достижении
peaceful labor,
стратегических целей,
in achieving
решении
strategic
задач
goals,
во имя России, ее
in
величия
achieving
и
goals in the
процветания.
name of Russia,
Слава
its
народу-победителю!
magnificence and well-being. Glory
Праздником! С
to
днем
the winning
Великой
people.
Победы! Ура!
Congratulations on a great victory day.
Парад! Смирно!
Parade,
Товарищи,
attention.
к маршу! Побатальонно! на одного линейного дистанции. Первый батальон прямо. Остальные направо. На плечо. Равнение направо. Шагом марш!
Торжественное шествие войск возглавляет
Leading the marching
командующий
troops
военным парадом
is the parade
генерал
commander, Army General
Oleg
Oleg
Salukov.
Salukov.
На Красной площади воспитанники Московского
Marching
военного
across Red Square
музыкального училища имени
are the cadets of the Moscow Military Music College, named after Lieutenant General Valery Halilov. In 1940, young musicians were first entrusted with the honor of opening the military parade on Red Square. For 85 years, their drumming has set the rhythm and pace of the parade formations. Leading the parade formation is the head of the college, honored artist of Russia, Colonel Alexander Gerasimov. Marching past the stands are the flag groups carrying the state flag of the Russian Federation, the banner of the Russian Armed Forces, and the victory banner. The flag group is escorted by an honor guard from all three branches of the armed forces: the ground forces, the aerospace forces, and the navy, all from the 154th Separate Preobrazhensky Commandant Regiment. The historical section of the parade begins with banners representing the 10 fronts of the final stage of the Great Patriotic War. On Red Square are 45 battle flags of legendary formations and military units. These sacred relics are carried by the heirs to the heroism and glory of the Great Patriotic War veterans. Marching in formation are infantrymen with the famous Mosin rifles. The bloody burden of the war lay heaviest on the infantrymen's shoulders, and they emerged victorious with honor. Marching on the cobblestones of Red Square are wartime military pilots. In fierce aerial combat, they won air superiority and shattered the myth about the invincibility of Nazi aces.
During the war years, military sailors became a model of unparalleled courage and bravery, displaying mass heroism in amphibious assaults and naval battles. On the march are the sappers and engineers of the Great Patriotic War. They cleared the way for advancing troops, built water crossings, constructed defensive lines, and restored liberated lands to peaceful life.
На Красной площади войсковые разведчики. Смелость, стремительность действий, военная хитрость, слагаемые успеха разведчиков.
Now marching through Red Square are military scouts. Courage, swiftness, and military cunning were the keys to their success. In the first days of the war, border guards earned immortal glory. Not a single border outpost retreated under enemy assault. Soldiers holding their ground while being vastly outnumbered, fighting to the last bullet. Representing the Cossacks is the parade formation of the Kuban Cossack host, led by the host Ataman Alexander Vlasov. During the Great Patriotic War, more than 600,000 Cossacks rose to fight against the fascist invaders. On Red Square, wearing the uniforms of wartime cavalrymen, is the Presidential Regiment's Honored Cavalry Escort. It is part of the Moscow Kremlin Commandant Service, which itself belongs to the Federal Guard Service of the Russian Federation. Cavalry formations took part in all the major battles of the war, liberating Vienna, Berlin, and Prague. From the very first days of the war, all the peoples of the Soviet Union stood shoulder to shoulder in the fight against fascism. Today, we are honored to welcome at the parade military units from the nations representing the Commonwealth of Independent States. Entering Red Square is a unit of the Peacekeeping Brigade of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Commanding the unit is Samir Rizvan Olu. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the 5th Separate Special Forces Brigade of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus. Commanding the unit is Colonel Nikolai Smehovich. Representing the armed forces of the Republic of Kazakhstan is the parade formation of the Air Assault Forces, led by Colonel Almaz Tuliganov. Joining the parade is the Honor Guard Battalion of the National Guard of Kyrgyzstan. They are led by Colonel Nurbek Duyshenbayev. Representing the armed forces of Tajikistan is the parade formation of the country's mobile forces, led by Lieutenant Colonel Rustam Sharifzada. Now marching across Red Square is the Honor Guard Battalion of the Ministry of Defense of Turkmenistan. Commanding the Honor Guard is Major General Bashmurat Berdi Nazarov. Now comes the parade unit of the armed forces of the Republic of Uzbekistan. They are led by Colonel Zafarjan Polikchayev. Marching through Red Square are servicemen of Allied armies. Opening the procession are the cadets of the 1st Army Officer Training School of the Vietnam People's Army. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Kam Khag Jung.
марше парадный расчет
Entering
военной
Red Square is the parade
полиции,
formation
вооруженных
of the
сил
military
Арабской
police of the
Республики
armed forces of the
Египет.
Arab Republic of
Возглавляет
Egypt,
строй полковник
led by
Махмуд
Colonel
Аль-Харсави.
Mahmoud al-Harsawi.
Мимо трибун торжественным
Now
маршем
joining the
проходит
parade is
парадный
the honor
расчет
guard
почетного
unit
караула
of the People's
Народно-освободительной
Liberation Army of
Китайской Народной
People's Republic
Республики.
of China.
Возглавляет
Commanding the
парадный строй
formation is
старший полковник
Senior Colonel
Вэймин.
Zhu Wei-min.
На Красной площади парадный расчет
Marching across
Народной
Red
армии
Square is the
Лаоса.
parade unit of the People's Army of Laos, led by Lieutenant Colonel Hon Vilai Hon.
Перед трибунами проходит
Now
подразделение
joining the
вооруженных
parade is a
сил
unit of the
Монголии.
armed forces of Mongolia, led by Lieutenant Colonel Enbatarin Belek Saihan.
Совершают прохождение подразделений дружественных армий, военнослужащие,
And now entering Red Square are servicemen of the parade regiments of the armed forces of Myanmar. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Bin Tet Min.
На Красной площади юные
Marching through
участники
Red
парада.
Square are young
Мимо
participants
трибун
in the parade.
торжественным маршем проходят
These
воспитанники
are the
Московского
cadets of the
Суворовского
Moscow
военного
Suvorov Military
ордена
School.
училища.
They are
Возглавляет
led
парадный
by
расчет
Colonel
полковник
Igor
Якимов.
Yakimov.
Училище воспитало
The
16
school has
героев
produced
Советского
16
Союза
heroes
и
of the
России.
Soviet Union and Russia.
По Красной площади
Marching
проходит
across
парадный
Red
расчет
Square is the parade formation of the Tver Suvorov Military School, led by Colonel Sergei Tundenkov. For its contributions to youth education, the school has been awarded the Order of Honor.
На марше парадный расчет
Entering the parade is the ceremonial formation of the St. Petersburg Nahimov Naval School of the Order of Honor, led by Vice Admiral Alexei Maximchuk. Thousands of officers began their study of naval warfare and maritime sciences in this school.
По Красной площади проходят воспитанники
Marching across Red Square are the cadets of the Kronstadt Sea Cadet Corps. Leading the formation is the head of the corps, Captain First Rank Nikolai Dabashko. For 30 years, the Kronstadt Military School has been training future generations of naval commanders. Now on Red Square are the best of the best from the all-Russian military patriotic public movement Young Army, or Unarmia. The movement unites over 1,800,000 young men and women. Leading the formation is the veteran of the Special Military Operation, Nikita Kozlov. Unarmia members honor and preserve the historical memory of the defenders of the fatherland and serve as role models for their peers.
под знаменами боевых частей
With the banners of their combat units in hand, the parade formations of the veterans of the special military operation now enter Red Square. Leading them are heroes of the Russian Federation, Lieutenant Colonels Yevgeny Khabarov and Vitaly Antonov. Among them are 20 heroes of the Russian Federation, 44 recipients of the Order of St. George, and 54 recipients of the Order of Courage, awarded for bravery and valor in combat missions.
открывают прохождение
Opening the Ground Forces Regiment procession are students of the Combined Arms Academy of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, led by the head of the Academy, hero of Russia, Colonel General Gennady Anashkin. The parade formation today consists entirely of officers who participated in the special military operation. These are future commanders of the Russian armed forces. Among them are heroes of the Russian Federation, Mikhail Martsev, Alexei Mishchenko, Mikhail Popov, and Ainur Sofiulin.
мимо трибун проходят курсанты
Marching through Red Square are the cadets of the Military University of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, led by the university head, Lieutenant General Igor Mishutkin. The Military University is the country's only higher military educational institution, specializing in the social sciences aspect of military education. It has trained over 230,000 officers. More than 300 have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of the Russian Federation.
торжественным маршем по Красной площади
Marching across Red Square are the graduates of the Army General Krylov Military Logistics Academy.
возглавляет парад
Leading the formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Ilgar Romanov.
отделения тыла.
In both peacetime and wartime, logistics units ensure uninterrupted supply of all essential resources to the army necessary for achieving victory. More than 100 logistics officers have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union and Hero of Russia.
На Красной площади
You
курсанты
can now see the cadets of the Mikhailovskaya Military Artillery Academy. Leading the parade formation is Major General Oleg Yegorov. Today, artillery and missile units commanded by graduates of this academy bring our victory closer with their formidable firepower. Over 100 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation have graduated from this institution.
в парадном строю военнослужащие
Marching across Red Square now are service women. Leading the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Maria Tashina. Most of the parade participants build on the proud legacy of officer dynasties.
мимо трибун проходит
Marching past the grandstands is the regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force. It is represented by officers and cadets of the Zhukovsky-Gagarin Air Force Academy. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Colonel General Gennady Zibrov. For 105 years, the academy has been training top specialists for Soviet and Russian aviation and space exploration. On the eve of May 9th, it became the first military educational institution to be awarded the Order of Alexander Nevsky for its contribution to national security, defense readiness, and the training of qualified military personnel. Throughout its history, the Academy's graduates have made significant contributions to the development of national aviation and space programs. Among its most renowned alumni are cosmonauts Yuri Gagarin Gagarin and Valentina Tereshkova, a legacy shared by all humankind. More than 1,500 graduates of the Academy have rightfully earned the title of Hero of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. And 23 graduates have been honored with this title for their heroism during the special military operation. Now is the parade formation of the Military Space Academy under the command of the Academy's head, Major General Anatoly Nestychuk. One of Russia's oldest military educational institutions, the Academy proudly bears the name of Alexander Mozhaysky, the designer of the first Russian aircraft, whose 200th anniversary the country marks this year. Today, the Academy serves as the country's premier educational and research center for training highly specialized professionals in the field of missile and space systems. Marching along Red Square is the regiment of the Russian Navy, led by cadets of the Baltic Higher Naval School named after Admiral Ushakov. Commanding the parade formation is Captain First Rank Yuri Marinin. The school is among the finest institutions in Russia's naval officer training system. Marching across Red Square are cadets of the Higher Naval Engineering School. Leading the formation is the head of the school, Rear Admiral Andrei Klimenko. Over 25,000 naval engineer officers have graduated from this institution.
Marching past the grandstands are cadets of the Peter the Great Naval Corps. Leading the parade formation is the head of the corps, Rear Admiral Oleg Ignasyuk. For over 3 centuries, this institution has trained outstanding naval commanders. Among its illustrious alumni are Admirals Ushakov, Nahimov and Kuznetsov. Now come the cadets of the Admiral Makarov Pacific Higher Naval School. Leading the unit is Captain First Rank Pavel Dudin. Over 20,000 graduates of the school have served in all fleets of our country. Now is the time for the parade formation of the Peter the Great Strategic Missile Forces Military Academy. At the head of the formation is the Academy's commandant, Lieutenant General Igor Afonin. During the war, 66 graduates of the Academy were awarded the title of the Hero of the Soviet Union. Today, the Academy trains officers to operate the latest missile systems that will determine the future of Russia's nuclear forces. The parade formation of the Serpukhov-based branch of the Peter the Great Academy is led by Colonel Sergei Semyonov. Its advanced facilities train officers in military and technical specialities for combat duty with state-of-the-art missile systems, such as Yars and Avangard. On Red Square, you can now see the cadets of the Ryazan Guards Higher Airborne Command School, named after Army General Margelov. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Colonel Oleg Ponomaryov. It is a formation of 100+ cadets who have been awarded state honors for their service during a special military operation. More than 60,000 graduates of the school who have forged the glory of the airborne forces through their heroism and courage. Over 200 of them have been awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union or Hero of the Russian Federation. On the march is the Moscow Border Patrol Institute of the Federal Security Service of Russia. Leading the parade formation is the institute's principal, Major General Mikhail Chepik. The warriors in green caps are always ready to be the first to confront the enemy, courageously defending the nation's borders. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the engineering troops, composed of cadets from the Military Engineering Academy, the two main command school, and the lead servicemen from the 1st, 28th and 45th Guards Brigades. Leading the formation is the Academy's principal, Major General Andrei Kruglov. During the special military operation, military engineers have successfully carried out tasks including fortification construction, bridge deployment, and demining of liberated territories. Next are the cadets of the Marshal Timoshenko Academy of Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense. Leading the parade formation is the Academy's principal, Lieutenant General Igor Yemelyanov. 28 servicemen, the chemical troops, have been named heroes of the Soviet Union. 5 have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia. Next are the servicemen of the 38th Railway Brigade. Leading the parade formation is the brigade's commander, Colonel Igor Orlov. During Now is the parade formation of the military police of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Colonel Gennady Makarov. Today, military police personnel are successfully carrying out special assignments in the area of the special military operation. Next are the cadets of the Civil Defense Academy of the Russian Federation, Russian Ministry for Emergency Situation, named after Lieutenant General Mikhaili. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Viktor Panchenkov. 75,000 graduates of the academy are always ready to rise to the occasion in any emergency. Next is the parade unit of the Dzerzhinsky Separate Operational Division. Commanding the formation is the division's commander, Major General Dmitry Kuznetsov. The division's personnel have consistently demonstrated extraordinary resilience, courage and bravery. Among its ranks are 33 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. You can now see the All-Russian Cossack Society, represented by parade formation of the Terek Cossack Host and the Great Don Army. Leading the formation is Vitaly Kuznetsov, Ataman of the All-Russian Cossack Society. More than 45,000 Cossacks are honorably defending Russia's interests in the special military operation. 11 of them have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia.
Bringing the marching part of the parade to a close are the cadets of the Moscow Higher Combined Arms Command School. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Major General Roman Benikov. In the harrowing year of 1941, the school earned eternal glory for the unmatched bravery of the Kremlin cadets, who gave their lives holding the fascist advance right outside the capital.
Лучшие традиции
The finest traditions of the Russian warrior live on today in the school's graduates who are officers of the Russian army. As a testament to this legacy, 135 alumni of the school have been awarded the titles of the Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of Socialist Labor, and Hero of the Russian Federation. Of these, 28 have earned the honor for their heroism during the special military operation. The military band clears Red Square to make way for military hardware. Conducting the band is the chief military conductor, honored artist of Russia, Major General Timofey Mayakin. During the parade, the military musicians perform more than 40 musical pieces. The mechanized column begins its movement across Red Square. It showcases 183 pieces of military hardware, both legendary vehicles from the time of the Great Patriotic War and cutting-edge models currently employed by the Russian army. The history part of the parade starts with the column of the legendary T-34 tank and the Su-100 self-propelled gun under the colors of the 1st Guards Red Banner Tank Army. The column is commanded by Captain Alexander Vorovyov. During the war, these crews fought their way to Berlin, liberating more than 130 cities in the Soviet Union, Poland, and Germany. Now entering Red Square are Russia's contemporary armored vehicles. You can now see the 16th Independent Guard Special Forces Brigade's column of all-terrain multi-purpose Tiger-M armored vehicles and multi-purpose armored vehicles with enhanced protection. Leading the formation is Senior Lieutenant Vladislav Minchenko. Rolling across Red Square is a column of armor-protected special-purpose vehicles. They are designed to transport personnel and material in combat areas and provide fire support in the special operations area. Major Artem Shvitkin is at the head of the parade formation. And now, special armored vehicles with 4x4 wheel drive, as well as Linza armored field ambulances. They are designed to provide comprehensive support in searching for and evacuating personnel from the battlefield. The column is headed by Major Mikhail Yahamov. Making their debut today are the VRM-1K combat reconnaissance vehicles of the 136th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion, featuring a new combat unit with remote control and dynamic defense system. Major Sergei Shelpakov is leading the parade formation.
You can now see
Under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Evgeny Filenkov, the infantry fighting vehicles of the 15th Guards Motor Rifle Regiment of the Shavlinsky Regiment with the Berezhok combat module, which includes a 30mm gun, anti-tank munition, and a cutting-edge fire control system.
Проходит колонна боевых машин пехоты БМП.
Rolling across Red Square now is a column of infantry fighting vehicles BMP-3 and advanced IFVs on the Kurganets 25 track platform with the Poha combat module of the 27th Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Brigade. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Zhukov is commanding the parade formation. Infantry fighting vehicles have become reliable assistants for motorized infantry in combat conditions. Now is the time for a column of T-72 BZM main battle tanks of the 1st Guards Chertkov Tank Regiment holding 6 orders. Major Pavel Yakovlev leads the parade formation.
На брусчатке колонна газотурбинных
Next is a column of gas turbine-powered E-80 BVM tanks from the 12th Guards Shepetovka Tank Regiment, led by Major Alexander Gabarayev.
На Красной площади колонна
Marching through Red Square is a column of the 1st Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Regiment. It features Russia's state-of-the-art armored vehicles, the T-90M Prorыв tanks. Commanding the formation is Major Nafis Nuriahmetov.
ракетные войска и артиллерия.
Representing the missile force and artillery of the armed forces of the Russian Federation is a column from the 34th Guards Perikop Artillery Division, equipped with 152mm Sta-S self-propelled howitzers. Commanding the parade formation is Major Mikhail Sizov. The combat capabilities of these self-propelled howitzers allow the crews to destroy enemy outposts and military equipment at maximum range and in minimal time.
Впервые на Красной
For the first time on Red Square, the newest 152mm artillery system, Yatsin K and Malva, mounted on wheeled chassis along with modern models of multiple launch rocket systems Tornado S and the heavy flamethrower system TOS-2 Dosechka. Commanding the formation is Captain Sergei Kazakov. The firepower of these systems allows our troops to deal maximum damage to enemy forces.
На брусчатке Красной площади
Now on Red Square, a division of high-precision Iskander-M missile systems from the 448th Missile Brigade, named after weapons designer Sergei Nepovedimy, and the 112th Guards Novorossiysk Missile Brigade, whose military exploits have been recognized with 7 decorations. Leading the ceremonial formation is Major Alexander Moiseyev. Now making their debut on Red Square is a column of the 7th Separate Unmanned Systems Regiment, featuring various types of UAVs and loitering munitions. Among them are Orlan 10, Orlan 30, Lancet 51, Zala, Lancet 52, Garpia, and Hiran. Leading the column is Senior Lieutenant Grigory Teplik. All UAVs have seen wide and effective of use in the special military operation for aerial reconnaissance, fire adjustment, and elimination of enemy armored vehicles. Entering Red Square are the Russian Aerospace Force troops. Joining the parade are the S-400 Triumph anti-aircraft missile systems of the 584th Guards Air Defense Missile Regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force, commanded by Major Alexei Krivorodko. The S-400 system enables Russia to maintain efficient air defense against all types of air and space threats, which have been confirmed during the special military operation. Next to join the parade are the airborne troops. The 106th Guards Tula Airborne Division is parading on Red Square in multi-purpose armored personal carriers called Rakushka, or Shell. The formation is commanded by Major Sergei Ovchinnikov. The possibility of joint landing of personnel and combat vehicles at any point of combat operations allows paratroopers to complete the most challenging tasks. Parading through Red Square is the formation of the Strategic Missile Forces. First is the parade formation of the 54th Division with autonomous launchers of the Yars missile system. Lieutenant Colonel Vasily Menchenin is commanding the formation. The Yars missile system is capable of concealed deployment and overcoming both current and future missile defense systems. Missile units equipped with Yars systems are the backbone of Russia's mobile nuclear force. The last to appear on Red Square is the formation of wheeled armored personal carriers on the Boomerang platform, bearing the flags of the branches of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Commanding the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Dmitry Rapesov. In the sky, we see the Kubinka diamond formation performed by the renowned aerobatic teams, Russian Knights and Sweeps, flying Su-30 and MiG-29 fighter jets. Leading the group is Colonel Andrei Alexeyev. As the tradition goes, the parade formation is concluded by 6 Su-25 attack aircraft painting the skies above the capital in the colors of the national flag of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Vladimir Mordasov. At the finale of the military parade, the combined military band will perform the song Victory Day. The military parade marking the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War is coming to an end. The military band is leaving Red Square.
Парад Победы
The victory
завершен.
parade is over.
Да здравствует
Happy
80-я
80th anniversary of the
Великой
great
Победы.
victory.
Слава
Glory to the veterans of the
Великой
Great
Отечественной
Patriotic
войны.
War.
Поздравляем
Happy
всех
Victory
россиян
Day
с
to all
великим
Russians.
праздником. Ура!
Hurrah!